Good morning, everyone. My name is Byron, and today I'll be talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I'd like to ask a question. How many of you are motivated through life every day and can actually say 100% that you aren't bored of your life right now? Please raise your hand.
You aren't bored?
Yeah, if you aren't bored of your life right now.
I'm not.
Okay, that's good. So, now another question. How do you guys know that you're not bored of life right now and that you're actually motivated to be going through your daily routine today? Anyone else? No? Okay, well, I'm going to be talking about today is how to become more determined and more determinated in life through what I've researched about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So, through the extensive research I've done for the past week, hopefully what I learned about this will also teach you guys something new. So let's talk about the 5 stages of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is broken down into a pyramid of 5 stages. And in order to become more motivated, you have to fulfill all 5 stages of these. So today, first I will be talking about the biological and the most basic needs. And then second, I'll be talking about the love and belongingness and your security needs. And last but not least, I'll be talking about the most hard stage to overcome, which is self-actualization. So let us move on to the first stage. According to an online article titled Hierarchy of Needs, last updated on December 17, 2015 by Kendra Cherry, has stated that this hierarchy is most often displayed as a pyramid. The lowest levels of the pyramid are made up of the most basic needs, while the more complex needs are located at the top of the pyramid. So, our first stage would be the biological and physiological needs, and this could include food, water, air, sleep, and of course, sex. All of these are what we need in our daily life in order to become more motivated, because without this, then we wouldn't be able to overcome our other stages, because what we need in life is to be able to breathe and eat. Otherwise, without this function, you wouldn't be able to be thinking and what to do in your next part of your, I guess, scene. So, let us move on to our next stage, our safety needs. Our safety needs is what is something that provides a sense of security. These could help you protect you from your elements, such as like having a house to protect you from rain, or having an apartment to protect yourself from hiding somewhere for no case reasons, and also being able to feel happy that you're able to be more secure, and actually having a job to not feel like, oh shoot, one day I'm gonna lose my job, and then not worry about like, oh no, what if someday you're gonna lose everything, and then you're just like, oh dang, what am I gonna do now in my life, and I'm not gonna become motivated anymore. So saying this, in order to fulfill this stage, you have to fulfill the most basic stage first in order to become the safety needs stage. So let us move on to the next stage now. Our next stage would be love and belongingness. This isn't our most basic need, but this is actually for us, which is our personal needs. So personal needs, this could include love, intimacy, friendship, or relationships with another person that you barely start with. These relationships could come from family, friends, work groups, or another person that you barely just met. So after fulfilling the first 2 stages, which is our most basic needs, and after going through this need, which is the love and belonging needs, we move on to our self-esteem needs. Self-esteem provides a sense of fulfillment and then it also gives you a timing of like what you would want to do and what you want to do with your later in life. So self-esteem provides that need to actually try to fulfill something rather than just repeating a dull life every day. This is what I believe in this self-esteem stage is what I would like to apply to my everyday life, because I realized that lately I've only been waking up, going to school, trying to study, and then going home, doing homework, and then going to work right after, and I'll repeat that every day. So what I try to do is that I try to do a different routine every day in order to try to be more motivated. So after fulfilling this stage, you have to, like I said, the most basic stages, and then the personal stages, and then now your self-esteem. This self-esteem might be one of the hardest, but it's not the hardest stage yet. So now that I've talked about the most basic needs and the most personal needs, let us move on to the final stage. So our final stage would be self-actualization. This is the most challenging and hard stage in becoming more motivated. Because in order to become more motivated, you need to know like who really you are and how you should figure this out. For self-actualization, I read, according to an online article titled Personality Theories, last updated by on 2006 by Dr. C. George Boree, he found out that self-actualization implies an outwardness and openness that contrasts with the introspect that can be prerequisite for great artistic expression. So what he meant by this is that for self-actualization, you're trying to learn more about yourself, you're trying to realize a full potential, and you're trying to actually become a better person. So what you could say about this is kind of like a fulfillment of mind, when you're trying to realize something that you've never done before, or trying new experiences, or you're having new resolutions that you could go through in order to become a better person. So what I illustrated from here is that, for example, if you started out as a baby, it's like taking baby steps. All of these stages that I said about a pyramid, the most basic stages is where you start off as a baby. The baby stage is where you need all your physical needs, which is such as the breathing and whatnot. And then after that, you would grow up into a kid. And then the kid is where you learn how to become loved, and you learn to have security, which is the protection that you need from the elements. And then after being a kid, you're becoming an adult. An adult needs to realize your self-esteem, and therefore learning about your self-esteem will be able to help you learn much more about yourself. And finally, when you're finally really old, you'll realize, okay, I finally know who I am. So now that I talked about the 5 stages of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I believe it's time to bring this conclusion to an end, reach to an end. So I've talked about the 5 stages, and hopefully this will be able to help all of you become more motivated. And let's move on to the end. I've talked about all the 5 stages, and hopefully this will help you bring an end to bring more motivation to your life. Thank you.